we are going to talk about the flu virus right now and why you should get your flu vaccine. It is super important. So why should you care? Depending on the flu virus cycle, the flu virus is less of a species and more of a mutant swarm. It varies greatly year to year. So the recent low in the last 15 years has been 3,000 deaths from the flu virus, up until a high of 50,000 people per year who die of the flu virus. So this is an extremely important disease that we are encountering. You might just think, oh, I've got the flu, I need to stay home a couple days, or just power through it and go to work. But it is much more important than that. 50,000 people a year die of this. It's a dangerous disease for many people, including people who are elderly, those that have pre-existing heart conditions, pregnant women, the very young. The obese are more likely to end up in the ER due to complications due to the flu virus. This isn't even a complete list. You know somebody who's vulnerable, whether they have cancer, whether they have diabetes. You know somebody who's vulnerable to this, and this is a big deal, more than maybe the people in this room who might just want to stay home for a day or two. So a couple quick misconceptions to clear up before we start out. Antibiotics will not help you. Antibiotics are for bacteria. They are not for viruses. You cannot get the flu from the flu vaccine. If you experience like aches and pains, fever, congratulations, you have a working immune system. You are not actually experiencing the flu. If you were tested for it, you would not come up positive for the flu. You were just having an immune reaction to this. The flu isn't that bad, but up to 50,000 people a year die from it. Maybe you don't, but the person that you're sitting next to on the train might. So this is why it's important to be aware of this. The other thing I hear a lot is that Big Pharma is just fueling misconceptions, and we should just think of it as a non-harmful disease. I haven't gotten my shill check. I don't know about anyone else here, but Big Pharma is not funding this, and we will, and the GMOs. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but this is not a conspiracy. You should get your flu vaccine. The major issue that I hear is this past year, we had many, many children die of the flu. And I heard a lot about how this is just more reason that Big Pharma doesn't have a reason to develop a universal flu vaccine. That's bullshit. We don't have a way to do that. The flu, the influenza virus, is an RNA virus. Unlike the DNA that we have, that we all share, we share something like 75% of our DNA with bananas. DNA is extremely stable. If any of you are coders, there's junk code everywhere that we just ignore when we do our protein building processes. RNA is not like that. RNA is extremely changeable and unstable. Where we think of like a cat or a dog or a human as a species, as a very distinct animal, the flu is more of a mutant swarm. It's a very fuzzy barrier between what we call the flu and any other virus. So the RNA that's in an influenza virus mutates very rapidly. Let's say I have the flu. It interrupts one cell.
Drink a lot, drink. Because you're not near that.
Even close
No, I'm not. Fuck you guys, you're all here. I didn't rehearse this because I'm an idiot. If I have one flu virus in one cell and then another flu virus from Tom intervenes in the same cell, those two flu viruses can interchange genes. They can fuck super hard. And they can exchange genes. They might create 10,000 viruses. And maybe only 1,000 of those viruses are actually workable viruses. But still 1,000 new viruses with a new RNA code that could actually infect other people. Maybe Sally's not used to that new virus that's been exposed.
75% banana.
You were 75% banana. I'm going to infect the shit out of you.
I've been waiting my whole life to hear you say that.
So every year, this is why the CDC has a complex statistical analysis for how to predict the next most common flu virus, which is in your flu vaccine. They might test 1 million different patient specimens and then come up with 90 different specimens that are supposed to be tested in the state and local level. And then they might get full sequences of only 6,000, which might get into 2,000 species of the flu virus, and only 50 of them are actually put in your flu virus every year. They might only be candidates to be put into the flu virus every year. It's an extremely... This is fucking important, and I will talk forever about it.
Filibuster!
I will filibuster this, and my slide is not working, so fuck you guys. So every year, what can you do? You can get your flu vaccine. It's important. Go to Walgreens. It's mostly free for most of you that have health insurance. If you don't, I will personally pay for you to get it because it's that fucking important to me as a public health professional. I'm not fucking kidding. You can do it. It's on film. You never know who around you is at risk. The very young, the pregnant, you don't know if someone's pregnant. You don't know if someone's has a heart condition. The obese, the people who have diabetes, any cancer, any number of things. There's probably someone in this room who is susceptible to the flu virus. Let's say you do all that. You get the flu vaccine. You get it. When you see bullshit online, I want you to use this and talk to them about why they're wrong. When you see someone say, this is just big pharma, unwilling to create a universal vaccine, I want you to tell them it's an RNA virus. That's not possible. When they say that people are just shills for vaccine corporations, I want you to show them my bank account with no shill vaccine. I will provide you my bank account. It's not that big.
Drink. Drink to your bank account. Hey.
I want you to not buy from your friend's multi-level marketing campaign about your toxins. Or how you can boost your immune system. If you don't know if that's actually supported by scientific evidence, I will help you with that. I'll read the studies. I'll do it for you. Do not buy bullshit. Anything that's labeled homeopathic, don't. If it's sold at Whole Foods in the supplement aisle, don't buy it. Please. I've gotten into fights with so many salespeople. Don't do it. Please. So I'm waiting here for my shill money, and so should you after this talk. Here's my citations because science.